Hey everyone, happy snow day for the third in a row. I wanted to make a short video in hopes of helping you before you take your test. So I'm going to make one video with chapter 8 and then a video with chapter 9. Okay, so departmentalization. This is where you're going to divide your organization into separate units, and workers are grouped by skills and expertise. So if you're Toyota, you might split up into, engines and wheels and axles, and then you're going to become an expert in that area. And so hopefully it'll help each of those areas become more efficient. So you develop skills, achieve economies of scale, and employees can coordinate their work with the function, and top management can really see what they are doing specifically to that task that they're asked to do. The downsides is that departments might not communicate well. Maybe axles doesn't communicate well with engines, and then if there's a problem, no one talks about it. Employees might identify more with their department than other departments and kind of think, well, we know what we're doing better than they do. And so it kind of creates this discourse between the organization. Okay, so different ways you could departmentalize. So if you were a textbook manufacturer, you could departmentalize by the type of textbook. So a trade book, a college book, technical books. You could also do it by function. So are you in production, marketing, finance, human resources, accounting? By customer groups, so consumers, commercial users, manufacturers, institutions. You could do it by location. A lot of companies do it this way. So if you're the Canadian division, the Japanese division, European division, I have a friend who works for Cisco, and so she has a certain part of Pennsylvania. And somebody else has a Hawaii, and somebody else has Northern California. And then finally, it could be by process, which is kind of what I described with the Toyota example. So then there are 4 ways to structure an organization. A line organization has 2 ways of communication, and everyone reports to one supervisor. Okay, so that's the unity of command principle. No specialists. So there's no legal department. There's no accounting department. There's no HR department. There's no IT department. So very simple. So staff, when you have staff personnel, advise and assist line personnel in meeting their goals. So you might do market research, legal advising, IT, human resources, and you may aid the line staff into making better decisions. So this might be how a line and staff organization would look. CEO, and then you can see you have your supervisor, your line assembly managers. And so you can see that the line, this solid line, indicates a line staff, and then line employee, and then the dotted in would be for staff. So you can see the HR, legal, marketing, research, whereas the people that were actually making the products that will be in that job are considered line. All right, matrix organization, specialists from different parts of the organization work temporarily on specific projects. Okay, so we're going to talk about matrix and cross-functional. Matrix, the really important thing to know is that it's temporary. So maybe you're going to still do your job, but you're going to work with this team to maybe for process improvement for a short period of time. And then cross-functional is a long-term basis. So you might work on teams on a long-term basis. You know, that is your job. Okay, networking, using communication technologies to allow companies to work together. We've talked about this. Products such as WebEx allow, in my last job, I was able to communicate through WebEx technology with people in Russia and France and Spain and Canada and other parts of the US. And it allows you to communicate in real time, which means that if I say something, they could respond with the next sentence as if you were in an actual conversation. Transparency, other companies, you just allow you to see everything that's available. And then virtual corporations, temporary networked organization made up of replaceable firms. All right, restructuring, we did talk about this, things such as the recession and technology make it necessary for companies to restructure. An inverted organization, contact people at the top and CEO at the bottom of the organizational chart, which is the opposite. And so in this situation, the manager's job is to assist and support frontline workers. So you could see that this is a traditional organization. Frontline workers are at the bottom, supervisors, middle management, top management, they're at top. Here in the inverted, you can see that it's the opposite. Empowered frontline workers, support personnel, and then top management. Organizational culture, widely shared values within an organization. They're, SAS locally, they're based in Cary. They have a wonderful organizational culture. And I think you guys watched a video on Google where they have a really great organizational culture as well. Formal organization, slow and bureaucratic oftentimes, details, it's very, you report to this person, this is your authority, that is your position. Informal, it's a little bit more loose, and relationships develop as they go. And so, Zappos, the online shoe company, it would probably be considered an informal organization. Okay, so I think that's about it. Hopefully this was helpful. Like I said, I'll make another video for chapter 9. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a good one.